Okay, we got the case is cooled down a little bit. Still warm, but now it's only 100 degrees or so, a little above. So I got the screw in there. Blew that out a little bit. So wipe it out a little bit too. It's still got crud in there, oil residue. Yeah, junk. Okay, he hasn't brought me over the 2 squirters yet for here, which are dual jet S&S squirters. Haven't seen them yet, so still not getting this thing together completely and looking at everything. We got enough here we can put it together, put a crank in and do some measurements. And some other stuff we got to do. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is put the crank in here. Put this out of the way a little bit. Crank in here. In case it's still warm, feel it. Okay. You see, I didn't have to manhandle the crank too much to get that in there. We put the crank leading edge on the table, lean it up a little bit, and the case can slip underneath because there's a gap. Then once you get the right one on there, you just slide the left one right on top of it. Go together. There you go. Top bolt in here. Lower bolts in there. Just got the whole thing together. Go ahead and put a bolt up here next to the cylinder deck. Make sure there's no issues when you tighten the cylinders on. Okay, they're all in there. Okay, should have some in play. Good, nice and free. I like that. Pretty well on it, because it's a little squeaky. So you look at the pinion shaft, and if you put one in here, just spin it. If it's wobbling a little bit, you'll see it. This crank's too up, you can't see it, so close enough. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is make sure things kind of fit together. Piston one and wrist pin fit in there good. Not a problem. We're just kind of doing a dry mock up here. Just making sure all the pieces kind of fit together. Grab the other pin here. Okay, so all that looks okay. So we got our 2 big pistons here. So you got to see if there's a front and a rear here. Sometimes there's offset in their pistons a little bit one way or the other. Most aftermarket stuff is square. They don't dick around with doing weird crap like that. This does not appear to be a front or a back that I can see. Nothing's obviously marked. And look at the valve pockets. These look bigger than these. So I'm going to guess these are the intake. These are exhaust, these are intakes. Those go together like that. Then you look at your pistons. Is there a cutaway? There's definitely a cutaway on that piston. So easily the back piston on the rear is cut away, because that is the non-thrust side. And the intake is solid as much as you can, because you want as much piston area as you can on the thrust surface. So they should go like this. Once again, I'm seeing no evidence of markings telling me any of this stuff. You just have to be smarter than the parts, that's all. Okay, there's the first thing we see, an R for rear, and F for the front. So that does give you a marking. But they don't tell you what the where the intake pockets are at. They figure if you're building a big enough motor like this, you actually know what you're doing, and you can physically do it. Okay, the rings are off of these pistons right now. Yes, they are. Good. Okay. Go ahead and mark these. Front, rear. Put an arrow on there so we know which way forward is. This pin's about dead too. Okay. Fit. This one is tight. As you beat it out. It's loose once it's in there, but it's tight. Coming over the pin boss there a little bit. Okay, so that one's a little snug. So you go back a few times, it'll loosen up. It's called burnishing it in. There you go. Starting to get pretty good now again. I like that. Okay, arrow goes forward. It's already rubbed off my ruddy. Okay, that goes in there like that. You can find a cylinder, front one. Be one of these right here. This has a lot of rust damage in there. See all the spots down in here? Grooviness in there. These are not new cylinders. We can tell. Okay, that one went on there. Got a pretty hefty pop up on that thing. Okay. Make sure the cylinder slides on and off decently. Slid up easy, but don't want to go back down easy. Gotta get just right. It's definitely a positive deck. Now we take our fancy washers here. We lost one. Someone has a washer floating around here. These come in a 10-pack and they actually pull 2 of them out. I think they just give you the whole 10-pack and not worry about it. Then we have some extra hardware down the road if you needed it. I'm sure you would never lose anything on a Harley. I'm going to throw that washer out. Don't see it in the box. It's floating around there somewhere. Okay. Snug. And that cylinder's bad. Unlike a real motor, you can tighten this thing up nice. You can pull 60 foot-pounds of them bolts if you wanted to. Look how bad that cylinder is. See all this pitting right there? That's pretty bad. The thing is though, your cylinder pressure is all up here, so when you come down, that's not a problem until you're that far down. See, the piston's already dropped. The crank's already at half a turn. It's halfway down the cylinder already in the crank over there. It's not much cylinder pressure by the time you get down that low. So the only wear you're going to have is the ring going across that surface is going to eat on it. But the pitting up here on the top does matter. Those ones. These ones, not as much. Those do. These over here in the thrust area, which is not good. So these are going to cause washboarding your cylinder over time. So a few hundred miles would probably start getting bad. So this cylinder has some issues. Maybe that's why I got them cheap. Okay, that went all right. Let's go check our back one. Go. Okay, this is our tighter fitting cylinder. Still goes down pretty good. This does actually line it up a little bit. Makes it going easier actually. Oh, this washer is materialized. Now 4 of them. No wonder I couldn't find them laying around anywhere. It was already on the bench. I like how the nuts can go right down with your fingers. That's nice. Makes it a lot easier to put a motor together, especially when you're on the track in a hurry between rounds. I got an extra washer. They must have gave us 10 washers. So I'm still missing one, but we had 10, so it doesn't matter. They only gave you 8 nuts though. Feels a little soft coming down. Alright, initially that went in pretty good. Just going to go around without hitting anything. The way I check pop-up is I take my 6-inch scale, put it on the piston here. If it touches it, hear it lifting it up and going across it. Do the other one, we'll see if you got the same noise. Check front and back. It's hitting equally around. But I forgot something. This motor has gaskets in it. Didn't put the gaskets in there. Gaskets. If you're a racer, you leave these out because you don't need gaskets in a race bike. Plus it gives you more compression. Should be good for another point probably if you can actually get away without doing that crap. But, we'll see. This will probably make it flush. So this cylinder didn't seem like it pulled in nice and snug. Kind of feel like it's a little unevenness as it went in. So my guess is hitting on the radius in there a little bit. Like between round maintenance. Ooh, fancy. It don't fit very well. Force them over the dowel pins. See how the gasket is not made right. See, the bolt pattern is not correct. See how the gasket does not fit. The dowel pins didn't fit either. The dowel's too far this way.